So, Vanakkam viewers, today we have a very special guest joining us in this exclusive episode about the police raid which happened in the Isha complex in Coimbatore recently. And we have Mr. String Vinod to talk about it elaborately. Now, Vanakkam, welcome to the show.
வணக்கம் நமஸ்காரம் அண்ணா.
Namaskaram. You would have seen the recent updates on Isha Foundation case. Supreme Court has given orders that the police should stop its action raiding the Isha complex in Coimbatore. So, how do you look at it in the first place? Because there is an allegation that two women, are being forcefully held at Isha Foundation campus without their consent.
Parents has every rights, to decide the future of kids only till certain age. Minor சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல. So
Yeah.
அதுக்கப்புறம் they have daughter has every rights even as per the courts also. That's why recently the post says Chandrachudji, the CJI, has spoken to the daughters, and then he took a consent that they are staying at their own will, on their own will and wish. Nobody is forcing them. This is very clear, declared by the Supreme Court itself. Nobody is forcing them. நம்ம லாங்குவேஜ்ல சொல்லணும்னா ஒரு செருப்புல அடிச்ச மாதிரி ஹைகோர்ட்டுக்கு. பிகாஸ் 150 போலீஸ் பெட்டாலியன் எடுத்துட்டு நீங்க ஆசிரமம் போனீங்கன்னா who gave you the right? It's a blatant misuse of power, right? Without any consent. That's why நான் அதுதான் ட்வீட் பண்ணேன், ஈஷா லீகல் டீம் இல்லையா இதெல்லாம் கேட்கறதுக்கு சொல்லி. But immediately, thanks to the team and Sadhguru, to immediately taking it on Supreme Court's notice, and then they have declared clearly what has happened. If you want to look into the depth, in 2016 itself, they have clearly given a statement and declared that there is no issue with us. Nobody is forcing us into brahmacharya. Mahamati and Mamayu. There is a video. Everybody
Yeah.
knows it. It's in the public. They clearly said nobody brainwashed us. Nobody forces.
Namaskaram. I'm Mayu from Isha Yoga Center.
Mamati.
This is regarding the allegation that our parents have given that we are staying here against our wishes and we've been forced to stay here. I would like to clarify that I'm here out of my own wish and my interest. I'm here because this is the only thing that would give me fulfillment and happiness. It's not that I chose this blindly all of a sudden. It's been 7 years since I came here, and I give sufficient time for my parents to understand this and for me also to look into this.
Not just them. On top of it, because they are saying they themselves have agreed it. Parents have complained that these people have drugged into this. They have given some medicine in the food so that the brain won't function. I'll tell you in Isha. See, with all due respect, this is not to insult anybody or to influence anybody, or I'm nobody to actually comment on the parents. It's completely their personal issue. But to comment on the ashram, have you been to Isha, no?
Yeah, recently I've been to Isha, the influencers retreat.
Bhiksha Hall food is the world's best food, I can declare. It's the world's, because brown rice, you look at the kind of nutrients, the proteins and all the mixed varieties that they offer, for free. If it has to be offered in any outside hotel, and if you want to make a price of it, I am telling you, one meal will cost 1,000 rupees, not less than 1,000 rupees. Such a quality meal, Sadhguru is offering it for free. Why? With tears in his eyes, he tells in one of the satsang in darshan, he says that the life of a sadhaka ever on this planet they used to beg for food, right? Food is the biggest challenge for sadhakas. That he wanted to cure this. He wanted to take care of the food of a sadhaka, of all the problems that a sadhakas have, the family problem, money problem, the mental issues, keeping the society away, the insults of the society and everything. Food should not be a problem. Food has been a biggest problem for all the sadhakas till Sadhguru came. Only in Sadhguru era, brahmacharis and the sadhakas are enjoying the life. They are happily conducting. The spiritual life is not easy. People think that we go to ashram, have fun. No such thing. It is the hardest, the most difficult. Actually, this understanding is not there in people. Whenever we say spiritual path, they think it's a journey. It is not a journey, Anna. This is again very important. All this nonsense is happening around such a simple issue where there is no criminal act involved at all. You know, they're saying they captured my kids, keeping it in the ashram. This is a crime. Produce it in front of the courts, and as if, see, even if you want to capture one person, if one
Yeah.
person has to be produced in the court, why you have to go with 150 police battalion to the ashram?
Yeah.
It is it is targeting, right? You want to insult Sadhguru, you want to defame Sadhguru. So
Do they intend to bring down the morale of Isha volunteers?
yeah, absolutely, because Sadhguru single-handedly stopped all the Christian evangelical operations that are happening around. The Coimbatore city is flourishing with Hindutva because of Sadhguru, and obviously it goes against the will and wish of the activities of the government, which is, you know, that man has made a public statement to eradicate Sanatan Dharma is a dengue, malaria, and all compare பண்ணிட்டாங்கல்ல. And also, for people who think Sadhguru is secular, how can you say Hindutva? There is a Sarvadharma Stamba, which includes the crescent moon
All the
symbol, the symbol and all, right? There is a beautiful thing, please observe. This particular government, which has an agenda of destroying Sanatan Dharma, there is one video na, a group of government officials will go and stop Bhumi Puja or some ritual that only Hindu people are conducting.
yeah,
The
yeah,
ritual, you saw that, right? And
yeah,
then
yeah. He was former MP of DMK.
what did that guy say? He directly said, பண்ணுங்க எல்லாருமே பண்ணுங்க, நீ நான் ஒன்றும் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல, பட் கிறிஸ்டியன் முஸ்லிம் எல்லாரும் வச்சு பண்ணுங்க.
Yeah.
You
Where
understood
is
the
the
logic?
pastor? Where is Imam?
Where is Imam? So
Yeah.
now you understand why the Sarvadharma Stamba at Isha.
இது என்னது இது? எந்த இதுல மத்த மத்த மதம்லாம் எங்க? கிறிஸ்டியன் எங்க? முஸ்லிம் எங்க? திராவிட கழகத்தை இவங்க சேர்ந்தவங்க எங்க? மதம் இல்லாதவங்க எங்க? எங்க இருக்காங்க? கூப்பிடுங்க. சர்ச் ஃபாதரை கூப்பிடுங்க, இவரை கூப்பிடுங்க, இமாம் கூப்பிடுங்க, எல்லாரையும் கூப்பிடுங்க.
And all the people who are calling secular, you do not know where Sadhguru is conducting Isha. Isha Foundation is not in Uttar Pradesh, where Hindus are enjoying the life. In the hardbed of hardcore Christian and the DMK state, which is totally against Hindutva, he is conducting Isha Foundation, surviving since so many decades. You should bow down to his intelligence, the way he is conducting uh, this, fighting the government. So that is one thing. Another thing, people, they do not know what is enlightenment. They think spirituality is only for after 60 years, not for youth. Now at Isha, all the youth,
Yeah.
entire Sadhguru is attracting the entire youth. You should understand what it takes. He's a most successful guru. I mean, இது பார்க்காம funds பார்க்கறது, you look at how much money he's looting, how much money is land he's encroaching, forest land, எல்லாமே போய்தா இவரு.
Yesterday, Coimbatore SP, Superintendent of
Yeah.
Police, gave a press meet. He told that we have collected all the criminal cases against Isha. We are going to submit.
You see, recently in one video, not recently, 5 years back in Nalsar University's talk, Sadhguru clearly said, even if you find 1 inch of a land, not in a 1 inch. So 5 years, nobody came and found even a single encroached land. World Forest Organization itself declared that there is no encroached land of Sadhguru. So that it's, if you want to account this as a criminal offense, all the criminal records are baseless.
If 1 inch, not 1 acre, 1 inch of forest land is taken, I have said this yesterday also, day before yesterday also, because I am surprised the same question is being asked, I will leave the country. You will not see me again. Is this good enough?
ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல. Simply they are, this Pius Manus, all these people who got nothing to do but just got this environmentalist tag. but simply no brains to protect the environment. They come over and then start all this rubbish. These are like, these are not people who transcended at least a little bit of their ego. If you rightly pinch their ego, they will do all sorts of nonsense. And when you have friends like, Nakiran, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ
Gopal.
ಇರ್ಬಾಂಗಲ್ಲ ಹಾ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ
Nakir
சேர்ந்து yeah, exactly. So these are the people who are good for nothing, and there are like absolutely not temple beggars kind of a YouTubers, YouTube Brutus, and all this rubbish. These people will do full blown festival out of this nonsense. Absolute false.
Yeah, I have been following your tweets over the past 2-3 days. You have been consistently writing that Sadhguru is being targeted because he is defending Hinduism. An attack on Sadhguru is an attack on Hinduism. Just because Sadhguru is promoting Hinduism, he is being constantly targeted by the evangelical and jihadist group. So, actually, I want to ask you, what else Isha Foundation is doing apart from this spirituality for them to attack Sadhguru?
Isha Foundation is doing absolutely fantastic to public. If you look at Isha Gramotsavam itself, we can talk extensively on Isha Vidya, Isha Homeschool. There are many things. Action for rural rejuvenation. Many Sadhguru is working in many verticals. I'll just explain Isha Gramotsavam for people to understand what Isha means. See, Sadhguru has observed. You look at our parents in our homes. Our mothers will never. Our mothers are never playful. They are restricted to kitchen, and then their life will end in kitchen. These kind of women, you imagine they coming out and playing a throw ball? Sadhguru has made it. Sadhguru has made the entire Tamil Nadu playful. Actually, that is why he is getting enormous amount of support. Even 150 battalion police also could not do anything, could not touch the foundation because he is in the roots and hearts of every village in Tamil Nadu. It has started in Tamil Nadu actually. He observed this that women should play. These people should be playful. You can imagine, and I was a volunteer when I went for Gramotsavam in the initial phases. Now there are statewide tournaments. So in the initial phases, we used to go. They were very shy and they never used to come out and play a ball. We used to just throw a ball and then they will immediately kick it and then அக்கா செம்ம நிறைய விளையாடுறீங்க நீங்க வாங்க வாங்க சொல்லி then we used to throw a ball and then they it's all Sadhguru's training, of course. Now first it started with the Palakkad, some all this village wide competition in and around, and after that district wide competition. Now there are trophies. You might have seen this Gramotsavam videos, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Old grand our old ladies are coming and throwing, enjoying like crazy.
Yeah.
Enjoying, you can see the joy in their hearts. And then he says the youth which are addicted to smoking and drinking habits, they have stopped it just to prove themselves smart in the play. Because if you smoke and all nonsense, you cannot even play volleyball for 1 hour, stand in the sun and all. That is one thing. And also erasing the caste discrimination. This is a very important. In a play, you will not see any kapu, kamma, all this caste and everything. Everybody will join together and then play, right? And also owners and the laborers, everybody, the unity and reducing the addictions and then bringing out women on the ground to play. These are like incredible activities that Isha has done. No government in the past 50-60 years have done, even dreamt of this kind of activity. One man Sadhguru has done it.
Another main accusation on behalf of Hindutva, these hardcore Hindutva, these conservationists, they pose a question time and again that Sadhguru has not read any scriptures. You would have addressed it in your videos multiple times. He has not read any scriptures, but he is speaking on behalf of Hinduism. What authority he has?
See, he says, what you accumulate can be yours, but it can never ever be you. Is it not exact line from Vedas? It is. He's directly saying, I am not the body, I am not the mind. But to this audience, if you start Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate, nobody will understand, right? But if you talk in the language of this is a bro culture and this is a bro trend, right? Tanne adike pola eppadi irukku. bro, let's go for a drink. எப்படி இருக்கு? So so this is the kind of audience that you should talk in their own.
Okay.
நான் என்ன சொல்ல புரியுதா?
Yeah,
So
I can understand.
this is the audience that we are addressing. You cannot come in a saffron uniform and with 3 ribbon and all. People will reject you on a thumbnail. They will not even listen to you. One word if you utter boring, and then in the beast movie போலாம், அந்த போல இந்த மாதிரி இருக்காங்க. So you should talk only in that language. And when we were editing Sadhguru, that is what I observed. I mean, when you present Sadhguru like a rock star, a lot of people are connecting to him, and they're connecting in their own language, in their own this college folks and all. He's been to this youth and truth rally and all. You look at his ways of getting spiritual because of Sadhguru. Majority of population have turned spiritual, and now they are understanding the Sanatana Dharma roots and Hindutva. This is a biggest gift transformation that has happened to the society. And now there is, I mean, people who have done great PhDs in the scriptures and Vedas, where are they? Have not done anything. At least in Kanchipuram place, that is the place where this DMK destroyed many temples, right? Directly the bulldozers are coming and destroying all the temples. Where were these Matadipatis and Pitadipatis who are like great legends of scriptures? Where were they? They did not come and stop, right? But on the contrary, a person who has not read scriptures and Vedas, Sadhguru is fighting for free temple movements. And this is one of the biggest reason DMK is targeting, because temples போனா இவரோட வேலை எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சிடும். Because all the funds that DMK is, there is one tweet which I saw, some 5 lakh acre gold is melted from temples. And temples, right? So when Sadhguru is proposing the free temples movement, you can imagine from where the game is started playing.
Yeah. Again, I would like to ask you the questions of Hindutva again. Why does a spiritual guru talk about politics? What is the necessity? There are politicians to talk about politics, and a spiritual guru's role is to stick to spirituality, religion, and politicians will take care of politics. And he is advocating for free temples, and he is involving himself in politics.
It is as simple as asking Sri Krishna, instead of enjoying with Gopikas and enjoying with flute music, why he has to do Kurukshetra, why he has to do Duryodhana, inspiring Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita, why? Because Sadhguru says Krishna, of all the enlightened beings, Krishna is one man who tried to marry politics with spirituality. This is very important. If a politician is a yogi, if a politician is an enlightened being, you will get enlightened leadership, Ramarajya. But if a fool gets into a political, this is a position of power, right? If a fool gets into a position of power, only destruction happens, and that is what is happening right now. The politicians doesn't have time to settle their own ego clashes and mental issues. Forget about solving the problems of the society. It will be completely ending up like this. And in this regard, Sadhguru getting into talking about politics or showing some interest in politics is a blessing for us. At least some correction is happening.
How far do you think the free temples in free TN temples movement was a success? How far it was a success?
It is success only at Isha and a few other places. For example, if you take ISKCON, this is where the legal, if you see, even inside ISKCON also many things happen, but never did a police battalion enter inside. These people are so strong, right? And we should learn from it. The internal clashes should not be exposed to public. At least you should have such a strong legal system, or a strong system of devotees, where you should protect your temple. ISKCON is also a strong Hindutva based temple, but legally how they are conducting, how they are performing, there are many things to be learned from it. So it is successful, free temples is successful only in these places, and it is a big failure in many places. Lot of the temples are still under government control. Even in Madurai also, you know what kind of loot happened in Madurai. They made a business out of the temple stones also. So if all these temples comes into the hands of devotees, Only then some development happens. Temple has an economy, Anna. We call it
Yeah.
like Sanatan
Temple
economics.
economy.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the case, you have been in Isha for a very long time. You have been to
Yeah.
Isha Foundation. State that. How does Isha Foundation operate? Like, what happens there? Do people force other people to stay there, or force them to take brahmacharya?
Absolutely no forcing, no nothing happens. Have you seen any Isha coming with a pamphlet on anybody's home? Let people comment under the comments. Have you seen any Isha person coming with a pamphlet and knocking your door and asking you to do inner engineering or any of the Isha program per se? Sadhguru will never entertain that culture. There is no, he is like, like I used to compare NIT Warangal, IITs will not have advertisements, right? But a cheap college will have advertisements, loud voice, come to my college, come to my college. So I compare Sadhguru to NIT, IIT range kind of a platform where he doesn't need any advertisement. I am there. If you come, you will be transformed. It will help yourself. I will not force you or anybody. There is no need of there is no need for Sadhguru basically. And Isha Foundation. See, I was a spiritual seeker. In many podcasts, I said that I roamed around the entire nation. I've been to Osho, Nityananda. I tapped every door for my spiritual seeking. But I settled at Isha because everywhere I see people smeared this much, vibhuti to the body and then all kinds of glorification, but they offer nothing. They themselves do not know. They don't know the things even of my knowledge. So I was not satisfied there. When it comes to Sadhguru, this man is talking about, I don't care whether you are blissful or not. I don't care whether you have a happy living or not. It's important for me to break your nutshell. You get liberated. Mukti is the highest goal. Dhyanalinga was the first temple, right? There was no Devi. And then Sadhguru clearly says, I'm not even interested in fulfilling people's desires at all. Mukti is highest importance. Later, he saw people not even walking straight. He thought that these people must be settled with all some kind of living well-being. That's why he consecrated Devi. And that also, see, look at the purpose. Look at the purpose of his only purpose is to help people to get liberated, attain the highest liberation. For that, he does some activity, and then people compare Devi is not in Shastra, Adiyogi is not in. What nonsense! You come and experience what it is. You will get something which is you will not get even after lifetimes of sadhana with any other guru on the planet. That
How
is
does it
Sadhguru.
feel to be at Isha Foundation in Coimbatore? How does it feel? And how does the Isha Foundation operate?
Even today, I cry that I miss the ashram. I miss the ashram so badly because I have been with people who perform at their peak. Imagine you being with people who don't give a damn about food, sleep, continuously charged and excited. "அண்ணா, இப்படி பண்ணலாம், அப்படி பண்ணலாம்." இந்த மாதிரி, the creativity, the editing, I was in editing team, but when you look at other departments also, everybody is performing at their peak because of Shambhavi Mahamudra. There are some articles, I don't know whether you have read. Inception movie editor, he admitted that I was able to edit this movie because I did Shambhavi Mahamudra, inner engineering.
Okay.
It's so complicated. These people at Isha, the brahmacharis especially, highly charged up beings, they perform phenomenal amount of activity, almost like a superhuman. I've seen during Mahashivaratri events and all, people without sleep, they go on at activity without sleep for 15-20 days. No sleep. தூக்கம் வந்தா அப்படியே கம்ப்யூட்டர் முன்னாடி அப்படி தூங்குறது அண்ட் அப்படியே லேஸ் உட்காந்து ஃபினிஷ் பண்றது. பிகாஸ் there'll be only like 3-4 people doing 100 people's work. That is always the volume of work will be because how many things Sadhguru ஒரு பக்கம் ரேலி ஃபார் ரிவர் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க, சேவ் சாயில் பண்ணுவாங்க, யூத் அண்ட் ட்ரூத் ரேலி பண்ணுவாங்க, உடனே மகாசிவராத்திரி வந்துடும், அதுக்கப்புறம் சமயமா வந்துடும். இன்டென்ஸ் அமௌண்ட் ஆஃப் ஆக்டிவிட்டி.
How does the system operate inside Isha? Like
For every, I'll tell you. Even if you make a 1 rupee transaction, they will give you a receipt. And the person who is doing in the financial department, he will be shivering and saying, "Anna, இது கொடுக்கனே ஆகணும், நான் கண்டிப்பா பண்ணே ஆகணும் இது." People, I went to volunteering, right? If I have to hire an auto to go from here to some distance, if the auto costs 10 rupees, so let's say 10 rupees, I have to give a voucher and get his signature. This is the level of scrutiny that Isha does. Forget about the High Court judge scrutiny. They might do mistakes, but Isha will not do any mistake. That's how they do. And really, this, I mean, you can ask with volunteers. I don't know what interrogation is happening inside the ashram. But if you ask me, I have gone through this. I used to feel so bad that ஆட்டோக்கு நான் சிக்னேச்சர் எடுக்கணுமா போங்க, இது ரொம்ப மோசம். But they say, Anna, Isha Foundation is a very brittle structure. You understand? Even if they find 1 rupee wrong transaction, they will shut down the Isha. Anna, let us please cooperate. Anna, please do this. அப்படி இருக்காங்க இந்த
These
ஃபவுண்டேஷன்.
people keep on accusing Isha of money laundering.
Worst kind of people. And I have seen many articles, ridiculous amount of articles. If not here, they will blame Tennessee ashram. There some 30 crore million funds are being lost. What the hell, man? I would say if a person like Sadhguru, even if he loots 1,000 crores also, it will be a blessing only. He will do something good out of it. Stamp 100%.
Okay. And now, again, I'll come to the Hindutva days. Pardon me for this question. I would like to ask you, because you'd be in a better position to answer this. Sadhguru is so secular. He doesn't declare himself a Hindu. So, without being a Hindu, how can he propagate Hindu scriptures? How can he talk about Hinduism?
Even Modi ji also declared that Hinduism, even he took the reference from Supreme Court. Okay, let's take Supreme Court itself declared that Hindu is not a religion, Hindu is a way of life. Modi அதே எடுத்துட்டு argue பண்றாங்க. There is one video I'll share with you. You can maybe put it in post. So it is important to understand that Adi Yogi, crescent moon in the snake, Neelakant, is it not Hindu? It's very much Hindu. You just have to understand why Sadhguru has to say that. Why, if you look at the foundation, a lot of people who were Christian from outside, after coming to the ashram, they transformed and they became such hardcore devotees of Shiva. Now you should see Muslims have become such hardcore devotees of Shiva. You cannot even imagine. These guys are Muslims. That is the level of garvapsi or transformation that happened. If you want to attract all of them, see, it's a straight question to all the Hindus who are claiming the secular, putting secular blame on Sadhguru. If a Muslim comes, will Shiva reject into his ashram? Suppose Shiva has it. For Shiva, everybody is there, his creation, right? Everybody is his children. So that is how it has to be understood. You cannot always come up with a secular means treating other religions equally. So that is
secular stamp will attract people from all religions. That's the intention behind it, right?
The real intention is, I'll take Bill Gates example and explain. It will be very clear. Sadhguru is going and shaking hands with Bill Gates. I posted a video that Bill Gates is a fraud. Then does it mean that Sadhguru fraud? No. Sadhguru will be a fraud if he is out and out promoting Microsoft products, Microsoft email, Gmail, everything. Has he done? He went and asked Bill Gates for Save Soil support, his support.
Yeah.
Right? Because
even Modi shake hands with Rahul Gandhi.
You got it. So whenever he says, I'm not a Hindu or I'm a secular, it is for a bigger purpose. Because society is full of fools. That we have to understand first.
I have heard from many people that had Isha Foundation been built in some other state except Tamil Nadu, Sadhguru would have been at a different stature by now. But he chose a different terrain, tough terrain in Tamil Nadu.
Yogis will always stay where there is the problem is
need.
big.
There is need.
Yeah. Yogis will
So,
not stay in easy
what would
places.
have happened if Sadhguru had constructed his Isha Foundation in UP, MP, Gujarat, elsewhere?
Actually, UP, the Uttarakhand belt, it's already very rich in spirituality.
Okay.
Badri, Kedar, there, there is no need of human hands-on operation to fix people. Divine is always roaming around, and people are already connected. And that is how, already there is a yogi over there. So the need of operation is actually here, where
Okay.
Tamil Nadu, we have seen what kind of state, what kind of fools ruling the state. So this is where it is very much needed, and he is giving all tough to the people. Of course, if he is there in any other state, he will be the, entire world will be Sadhguru Mayamaidu.
Okay.
Anta
So,
Sadhguru.
okay. So, what message do you want to give to these people who are making the allegations again and again, despite knowing the fact that Isha Foundation has got nothing to do with these kind of money laundering or illegal activities, nothing, but yet they are spreading the fake news. What message are you going to give? Any message
Uh,
from you?
with the kind of activity that you are doing, you are only making Sadhguru more famous. Please watch out. Please don't do that. He's already our already ரொம்ப famous. And Sadhguru said, no, yeah, if you throw stone at me, I'll catch that stone and build my building. So you are dealing with that kind of a yogi. Please be careful.
Where do you think this case would head towards?
See, this will head towards maligning the reputation of DMK, and the judge, of course. The High Court already got a tight slap from Supreme Court that you're not supposed to send 150 battalion to deal such a petty case.
Okay.
And also, this will not stop here, Anna. Unless and until there is a regime change in Tamil Nadu. I want to call it a
Regime
regime.
change in Tamil Nadu.
It is, unless and until there is a regime change, மக்கள் எல்லாம புரிஞ்சுட்டு அண்ணாமலை எலெக்ட் பண்ணணும் இந்த மாதிரி. If we elect some good leaders, only then we will be able to put an end to all this nonsense.
Do you think central government should support organizations like Isha more than what they are doing right now?
It already is actually. Yeah, they should do it more.
Like what kind of support?
See, sir, Prime Minister himself has visited Adiyogi for the inauguration, right? So, of course, there is a support. And also, Sadhguru is one person who is actually advocating some policy changes in education, in temples. Time and again, he meets Modi ji, and also he's been to Siachen, even in the army of his military, also, he has got some changes. And I wish government will give importance to these things, because these are the very important things. Foundation, somehow it will run, but if there is a bigger policy change, we will see like 500 to 600 years of Ramarajya, a good governance.
Okay. My final question now. So, one comment, one direct comment. Imagine that Stalin is standing in front of you. Tell him something about Isha, about Sadhguru, and about his intentions.
Isha is a heaven on earth. You want rapid fire answers or explanation?
Just this is my final question.
Isha is a heaven on earth. If you have not visited it, you missed it. And Isha Bhiksha Hall food is like a Hindu heaven. Nala himself is a cook there. You will see such a, you will be mesmerized with all. Even if you go with a lot of hatred, also, that is a place where you will melt down. You will see all these miracles. Miracle means I went with, I 100 times I will challenge in my life that I will not even like this man. I will not fall flat for this person. These kind of hard stones and all have become melted at Isha. Even if you, yeah. So these kind of people, it's a life fact. A lot of people, my friends, I have hardcore Sadhguru haters. After being into the ashram, they have become more bigger devotees than me. So that is the place for you to visit. அது வந்து Sadhguru வந்து, this will be a highly controversial statement for anybody. I don't give a damn. For me, Sadhguru is Shiva himself. I have kept him even one step above Shiva, because he says, if a person is consecrating God, if a man is actually showing a path to and the poem irukkunla Guru Govind do kade
क्या क्या लागो पाए बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताई.
so I go by that in that sense, and not literally bigger than Shiva. That if I say Sadhguru you are bigger than Shiva, Sadhguru himself will slap and say I am not. So but for me at this level of stage I am not enlightened. Sadhguru Shambho Mahadev.
Thank you so much, Anna. That was an insightful interview, and hope we can have our next episode on the Tirupati Laddu issue and your superstar Pawan Kalyan garu on our next episode. Thanks for this episode. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
உலக தமிழ் சொந்தங்களுக்கு வணக்கம். நான் ராஜவேல் நாகராஜன். பேசு தமிழா பேசு வலையொலியுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கு நீங்களும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்கணும்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா இந்த வீடியோடைய டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ரேசர் பே லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்கள். அந்த லிங்க்கில் போயிட்டு உங்களுக்கு விருப்பமான தொகையை பேசு தமிழா பேசுவனுடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கு உங்களுடைய பங்களிப்பாக நீங்கள் கொடுக்கலாம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
கல்லால் ஒருவன் அடிக்க உடல் சிலிர்க்க, யாரு? சாக்கிய நாயனார் கல்லாலே அடிச்சார் சிவனை. இந்த மாதிரி ஆன்மீகம் மற்றும் ஜோதிடம் சார்ந்த இன்னும் பல வீடியோக்கள் பார்க்கணுமா? மறக்காம திருவருள் டிவிக்கு சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. திருவருள் டிவியுடைய சேனல் லிங்க் இந்த வீடியோடைய டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல இருக்கு.